Welcome to the 2026 NCHSAA Basketball Championships presented by Riddle & Riddle Injury Lawyers. From the smallest schools to the biggest, the state championship dance floor has been cleared for the 8A men's state title game. West Charlotte, the 2 seed out of the West, Hoggard, the top seed out of the East. They have survived and advanced to Winston-Salem, and they play for the 2026 8A state title game. Hi once again, everybody, and welcome. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter, and Jay for West Charlotte, one of the more decorated high school programs in the state, 6-time state champion for Hoggard. It's been 1970. 4 generations since they played for a title. They lost by 1 that year. They're back.
Well, this is a great atmosphere for both teams to make it to the state championship. And for Hoggard, they beat their rival Laney in the regional final, and the West Charlotte got here with a big victory over West Forsyth. So both teams have had special years. They've been tested in the playoffs, but now it's going to come down to, I think in this ball game, Patrick, which defense can really stand up.
All right, let's get to our players to count on, presented by Riddle & Riddle. When Justice counts, Jay.
Well, starting with Hoggard, Will Seward, the senior, has been excellent all throughout the year. Clip under 17 points per game. He had 20 points against Laney, and he's a versatile weapon on offense. He can score inside, he can shoot it from the outside. 6'6", he causes problems with his length on the offensive end. Over on the other side for West Charlotte, Kahari Coleman, one of the top sophomores in the country, has offers from Alabama, LSU, NC State, UNC, other schools monitoring him. He's one of the best, and he can really attack the glass. That's his strength, it's his quickness, but he can step out from NBA range and shoot it from the outside. He had 25 points against West Forsyth. He is a force on offense, and on defense, he does the job as well.
All right, now the keys to the game. Ingles, food for thought, low prices, love to save it.
The Vikings have to take good shots in this ball game. They're going against a talented defense. They've got to be smart with the ball, and they've got to slow down Coleman on the defensive end. Get the ball out of his hands. For West Charlotte, get to the hoop. They're at their best when they're going downhill, attacking and driving into the lane. And on defense, they want to turn the pressure up, get turnovers, and turn this ball game into a track meet.
All right, buckle up. 8A men's state title game. West Charlotte and Hoggard tip-off from Winston-Salem coming up next.
The broadcast stream of these championship games is brought to you by Tip Top Roofing, Faith Family Roofing. And the big schools under the microscope for the 1A state championship.
beautiful shot. Winston-Salem right back in the background there. 80 degrees plus in the Triangle Triad and across North Carolina for this mid-March 8A championship. Patrick Keys, Jay Sonhalter, West Charlotte 22-6. Number 2 seed out of the West, an overtime thriller and a 74-70 win over West Forsyth to get here. Meanwhile, Hoggard, first title appearance in 4 generations since 1970. Top seed out of the East. They knocked off Laney in the regional final by 18 points. And Brett Queen, who has been here for 24 years as the head coach for the Vikings, has brought back Hoggard to a spot. I mean, they are basketball crazy in the Wilmington area, and now a chance to get their first title. He was lost by 1 point in 1970, been a long time coming. Meanwhile, Jacoby Davis, 10th year, hired in May of 2016, longtime assistant for the West Charlotte program. This team has won 6 titles. The last one came 4 years ago. They're back again.
His team has gone through a difficult schedule to get here to Wake Forest, and they've always found a way. In that West Forsyth game, margin was 4 points, but they finished the job over at Lenoir Rhine to get here to Wake Forest. And he's got a talented group, some young players here have an opportunity to make it back in the next couple of years. But this is a group that's had a special year and going against a really good team in Hoggard from the East.
West Charlotte, half of their losses this year came to one team, North Mecklenburg. They lost to Oak Hill Academy early in the year, but this is a battle-tested West Charlotte Lions squad. Our 3 officials, the referee is Quinn Morris. The umpires are Jonathan Rumley and Royce Barrett. On the campus at Wake Forest University, the final 32 minutes to an 8A state title, and off we go, and off go the Lions quickly as Presley is blocked at the rim, and West Charlotte now settles into their first half-court set. Gahari Coleman, watch him, number 24, off the mark with his first shot. Porter Morgan skies for the lineup for Hoggard. So we take a look at the Hoggard starting 5, brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a car wreck, called the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. Will Seward, 17-point average this year. He's number 21. They go opposite. Porter Morgan kills at the top. Tight man-to-man. Deep 3 off the left wing. Front rim, no. Off the fingertips of Hunter McGrath. And the starting 5 for the Lions. Again, brought to you by Tatum and Atkinson. Ball loose underneath. Grabbed by Hoggard. And here come the Vikings at 23-6. Won the Carolina Coast 6, 7, and 8A conference with only 1 loss in league play. Seward, the 6'6" senior. This is Lucas Batchelor. Now it's a Morgan. Off the sideline, Markel Murphy's first offensive touch. Stops, pivots, skips it. It gets through to Seward, and they're on the board. Will Seward with the first championship points for the Hoggard Vikings in 56 years.
Yeah, that's a great possession for Hoggard. Staying patient, moving the ball in the perimeter, moving without the ball, and then you find an open Seward, and he is so dangerous at 6'6". He's got the ability to step out and hit that 3-point shot.
Paramount Auto 3-pointer. Visit ParamountAuto.com. Lions on thread, and pass got through, and the layup was missed. Regained though by Womack. A drive off the wing, and boy, that's a fluid finish by Presley.
A.C. Presley, so talented as a junior. He's already got college scholarship offers coming in, and he's got that first step quickness to create a shot at the rim.
Seward towering over Coleman. These are top prospects on the perimeter. They will switch on screens, the Lions. Off the right side, 1 for Hunter McGrath. Couple of early threes for Hoggard.
Strong 1-2 punch with McGrath and Seward shooting the ball from the outside.
Seward cleans up the miss. McGrath down the floor, throws to the block, some contact. They play through. Batchelor couldn't finish. And now Batchelor deflects the pass, returns it to his teammate to the rim. Layup no by McGrath, but he's fouled. Head on swivel to begin this one on both ends.
Lucas Batchelor, as he was running back on defense, keeps his eyes up. Quick reaction, not only to get the turnover, but to find McGrath. And he goes up strong to the hoop.
Foul charge against Ja'Kai McManus, Wade, and West Charlotte. So McGrath to the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line. Rims the first one home. Injured in a car wreck. Call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. Brett Queen, 24 years. This is all he's ever wanted to do. He's the head coach of the Hoggard Vikings. He's been the head coach since 2002. And this is their first title appearance under his guidance. 8-2 lead for the Vikings. McManus Wade, whistle off of the ball. This will be a foul on Markel Murphy of Hoggard. 3 seniors in the starting 5 for the Vikings. And the Lions will throw in with Womack. 3 sophomores in the starting 5 for the Lions. Womack, Cross, and Coleman. Presley, scooping, no good. Rebound Morgan. Down the floor looking for McGrath. Hits him in stride. Beautiful pass. Layup by Hunter McGrath. And he has 7 of the 10 points from Hoggard in this opening quarter.
Started on the defensive end for Hoggard. That's what created the fast break opportunity with a nice pass up.
Well, McManus Wade has got a lot of poundage on the defender on the inside, but Bassler holding his ground well. That's off of the foot of the Lion. And that bench for the Vikings are alive like they realize they're playing in their first title game in over 5.5 decades.
Against Laney in the regional final, Hoggard did not get off to a good start. It was a slow first quarter. They turned it on in the second, but this is the opposite here today. They're doing everything they want on offense. Then their defense is creating problems for the Lions.
That shot from in close is missed. Rebound McManus Wade. Quickly up ahead. Presley attacking with that left hand. Flips it off. No. Seward the rebound. And the big post with guard skills brings it up a couple of dribbles. Here's McGrath powering through. 10-2 Vikings. McGrath, tightly played. Morgan looking inside. Flings it to the wing. Murphy. Quick start by a Hoggard. Couple of threes. Patient approach. McGrath attacking, slithering past 2 defenders and scores. They waited over 55 years to play on this court, and they are coming out on fire. The Hoggard Vikings with a timeout taken by West Charlotte, up 10 on the Lions, 12-2. Hey fans, we'll take a look at some of our fans at tonight's game on our Original Grills Fan Cam. Elevate your grill game. The West Charlotte Lions bringing the cheer team, the dance team. They brought their band in attendance. Hoggard, meanwhile, brought most of Wilmington, North Carolina, because it's not only this game, they have
one
next.
more.
The women from Hoggard are playing for the 8A Women's Championship right after this one. What a night it could be in Wilmington. Lions basketball, they're one of their first 8 from the floor. Down by 10. Coleman around a screen, hooks one to a dive-in McManus Wade, and he'll head to the free throw line. Nice 2-man game up top.
A perfect job from McManus Wade rolling after that pick. Coleman Such a good passer. As he turns, McManus Wade just looks up, the ball is there. I like how they went towards the hoop, bringing that defender over. Coleman knew exactly where he was going with the ball.
Foul on Aiden Locklear. That one rolls off, no good for McManus Wade. One more from the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line. Engine a car wreck. All the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. Kobe Davis witnessing a slow start, relatively speaking, for his Lions. But this is a team that can put up big numbers in a flash. 2 missed free throws, though, by McManus Wade. 12-2 Vikings. Trying to pour it on early. Locklear. And now Durant on the floor as well, number 2 for the Vikings, showing their depth. Locklear dumps it inside. Pass really was not on target. Tipped out by Major Cross. It will stay with Hoggard.
Major Cross fronting Seward down in the post and playing good defense there, getting in position to knock the ball loose.
3:13 for the quarter. Quick start for Hoggard. They balloon it out front to Locklear. In that regional final, they didn't score a point for the first 6 minutes and 48 seconds against Lady. They have reversed that trend here tonight, and they add on 2 more. Porter Morgan, little jump hook with the right. 14-2 Vikings.
They played last Wednesday, so they've had a week off, and I'm sure that was the message. We got to get off to a good start.
Presley, who has the only points of the game so far for the Lions. This is Cross. Coleman curling. Another terrific looking bounce pass. Blocked away by Seward. Collects on his own. And here comes Seward down to the rim and gets fouled. What a moment for Will Seward. The block, the recovery, the 90-foot drive for the and one.
Well, from defense to offense, he has the block, and then watch Coleman tracking him down. Somehow he was able to finish, take the contact, and now he goes to the line for the and one.
Play of the game nominee. We might christen that one already. 3-point play, Seward. 17-2. Coleman a hard drive, and he will head to the free throw line. Right now, the Lions need a stand and 8 count in the ring. They have taken a couple of body blows in the first 5.5 minutes. Foul whistled against Porter Morgan. And they just cannot hit a thing right now. 1 of 9 from the floor, 0 for 3 from the free throw line, Jay.
Well, and Coleman's doing the right thing, attacking, and as the leading scorer, you can just feel there he recognized, hey, I've got to be the aggressor. I've got to create something. And he gets to the line, and they'll start to knock down some of these shots. This is just not ideal for them to begin the ball game on the offensive end. This is, an atmosphere where you're going against a Hoggard team off to a hot start. For West Charlotte, they've got to find a way to regroup, and I think it starts here on defense where they're showing a zone press.
Coleman makes the back end. It's 17-3. Here's a baseline take. Locklear hemmed in. And now they oscillated around the perimeter where they are attacking from all areas on the floor. Seward locates an open Locklear. Yes. 3-pointer presented by Paramount. And ParamountAuto.com. Jump hook in the lane, rolls good from McManus Wade.
A good response from McManus Wade. Hoggard, though, protecting the ball, keeping their spacing, and then just knocking down shots. Staying composed, facing the pressure.
Hoggard is shooting 70% in this first quarter. Poked away, though, by Coleman. Can he track it down? He won't, but it's deflected into the backcourt, and McGrath now throws it away. McGrath was coming toward us, tried to hook a pass all the way cross court at a very tight angle. Turnover Hoggard.
That turnover created from Coleman. At 6'4" and so quick. He knocked the ball loose initially, and then he was the one that was trailing that ball going out of bounds.
1:35 for the first quarter. AC Presley, a hander over his right shoulder at Jacoby Davis. And now we'll see what kind of defense Hoggard slips into here. They're spreading things out with a matchup. Lions trying to figure out where the soft spot is in the zone. To the middle they go. Presley pivots, jump to the corner. Womack, yes.
Sacho Womack, only a sophomore there, just hiding out on the perimeter as the ball was moving around. The closeout didn't come quick enough.
And a block on the inside by McManus. Wade covered up by the Lions. Carter Sullivan in the open floor. 50 seconds for the opening quarter. Coleman whips one underneath. Contact won't go. Presley shoots free throws.
Coleman dangerous with his passing ability. If he sees a crease, there's any opportunity to make a pass, he's going to find it. Great look there, getting the ball inside to Presley.
Well, he has some eyes on him, doesn't he?
He does, and he is dangerous driving the ball. So as a defense, you've got to stop him, and that allows double teams to come over most of the time, and that allows clear lanes for him to dish the ball off.
One more from the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line. If you are injured in a car wreck, call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. Now the shots are beginning to fall for the Lions. They made a three from Womack. They made 3 straight free throws now, 20-10. They have spotted Hoggard, a 10-point lead. 35 seconds left in the opening quarter. Durand throws to the inside and Locklear, 5 off to the bench. Lions quickly down the floor. Scooping with the left, that won't go from Presley. Nice box out by Batchelor. He got knocked to the deck, and he gets fouled. Charged against Sean Johnson. 24 seconds for the first quarter. Hoggard is going at 88-point pace in this game. And they're not pushing a lot of tempo. They're just making a lot of shots.
They're knocking down their shots. Each team only 1 turnover, so it's been a clean ball game. Hoggard handling this pressure. West Charlotte elite on the defensive end, and it hasn't phased the Vikings.
Now we'll see if the Vikings hold for the final shots. Tight man-to-man in the front court is McGrath. Poked away. Sullivan took it away, but some contact. Foul against Carter Sullivan. And the 4th foul on West Charlotte in this opening quarter.
West Charlotte foul.
Sullivan wanting that steal to get the arm of McGrath.
17 seconds for the quarter. Durand hikes it all the way to the backcourt. Sullivan again denying. Pass up the sideline. Gauthier driving in McGrath. The floater rims off. No. 6 seconds to go. Womack has it. Outlet Presley down the lane. Bounce the pass off to his teammates' feet. Kahari Coleman. It's an impossible pass to handle. And the turnover with 1.6.
And Presley just unselfish. Probably should have shot that himself from the mid-range.
They get it in. The runner from 80 from Morgan caught glass. And that's the end of an inspiring first 8 minutes by the Hoggard Vikings. It has been 56 years since their only state championship appearance, a 1-point loss. Tonight, they're trying to rewrite history, up 12 after 1. First quarter stats presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Center. Relief without surgery or opioids. Great shooting first 8 minutes for Hoggard.
It's been all about the Vikings shot selection, then just knocking down the shots, and everything else is pretty even other than the shots. I mean, early on this ballgame, both teams boxing out, being physical, limiting their turnovers. At Hoggard, the points in the paint, 6-4. Many of those points are Seward driving in to finish out the rim.
So ready to begin the second quarter. 12-point lead for the Hoggard Vikings, 22-10. Hoggard in the dark blue uniforms brings it up the floor. Porter Morgan, that's a tough, high degree of difficulty pass looking for Seward. That pass was covered about 20 feet. It was low, and it was a really hard angle. Turnover to the Lions. Now West Charlotte started to look like they were their old selves the last couple of minutes of that opening quarter. There's Coleman. Jump stop, dump down pass, and yes, that'll count. Bucket for Sullivan, and he'll shoot a free throw.
Coleman looked like he was going to shoot the mid-range jumper in this pass. Watch Coleman go to work. Rises up, boom, quick down to the baseline, and Sullivan was ready.
Coleman is some type of delivery man on the floor. Free throw in and out from the See-Through Construction free throw line. See-Through Construction, your contractor of choice on the OBX. 22-12, Hoggard by 10. Morgan picked up his second foul for the Vikings. He stays on the floor. Seward shaking. Brings it laterally, handoff McGrath, wheeling in. Ball almost got knocked out of his hands. He regained it, but missed the shot. And the Lions have it down 10.
Sullivan on defense, getting his hand in there to knock the ball loose.
Presley throws underneath, fumbled, recovered, the kick out. And now some extra passes for the Lions allows the Vikings to recover.
Good ball movement. Sullivan
looking for contact. Over the top to get his own miss, and Sullivan a nice spark off of the West Charlotte bench. (22-14) Vikings. Here's Morgan with the basketball, 2 fouls against Coleman. Tries to split defenders, lost it, pops free, Lions have it. Coleman, perfect pass up the floor to Womack, off of the rim, and then bang off of the glass by Seward. And that is going to be intentional. So the bucket will count. So goaltending against Hoggard, right there on the deflection.
Womack going up strong, and West Charlotte starting to get into a rhythm. Here on the fast break, quick passes up the floor, and their half-court offense. I like how they're moving the ball around the perimeter. Everybody's getting touches, and then they're making assertive decisions with the ball.
Up by 6. Locklear fakes the dribble, handoff. Popping free, Durant, good, up fake, left the shot short in the paint, and it's out of bounds, going back to West Charlotte.
Smart head fake from Duran. The shot's just not falling at the clip here coming out in the second quarter that they did in the first for the Vikings.
I mean, you can't shoot 65+% in a state title game for 32 minutes. Now they'll have to pick things up defensively. Foul will go against Murphy. That's going to be his second. So Murphy and Morgan already 2 quick fouls for 2 of the starters for Brett Queen's Vikings.
For both teams, it's important to handle the highs and the lows of a ball game. Try to stay even, because this game is going to go up and down, and it's whichever team can try to stay as consistent as possible is most likely the team that's going to win it, but you've got to be able to handle your emotions on both aspects.
Here's Coleman. He's been a great distributor so far. 2 extra passes, leaves Sullivan. 3-pointer short. Coleman there for the board, swatted away. Left-handed tap, no. Another offensive crack, and Seward trying to get involved. Kept it out of the goal, but a foul on the interior for Hoggard. 4 in-close opportunities for the Lions. And Seward now picks up his second foul.
That's huge. As he's going up here, just fighting, battling, gets the arm of McManus Wade, and will he stay in? At least right now, it looks like he is. They've got to have his scoring presence, and also on defense at 6'6". He's their post defender that they really lean on.
And this is a game of tactics, coaching, strategy, and now 3 of the 5 starters for Hoggard have 2 fouls. First free throw made by McManus Wade. One more coming from the see-through construction free throw line. Off the heel, no. A rebound to McGrath. Contractor of choice on the OBX. Whistle. Foul on the Lions.
The call goes against Major Cross, but you'll live with that if you're a West Charlotte fan or player, because that pressure is intense. They're extending it and just making it difficult for Hoggard to get in their offense.
7 straight by the Lions to begin this second quarter. 22-17 Vikings came out blazing from every inch of the front court.
Major
Murphy
Cross
working hard. Soft pass tipped out, and boy, Sullivan was close on that. But again, Major Cross is doing the deed with his defensive pressure.
Yeah, watch number 11. He is hustling, he's switching, and he is the one that's forcing these errant passes.
And Jay, he's the smallest cat on the floor, and he has quickness unrivaled by anybody else out there.
5'6" sophomore. And there he is on McGrath, who had 9 points in the first quarter. His job is slow him down, get the ball out of his hands, but look at him go to work.
Watch this. Shifting the feet, getting in the front, staying low. Recovers, got shoved down by his teammate. Here's Murphy. Shot blocked by Coleman, tipped around, and still loose though. Loose on the baseline, and finally grabbed by West Charlotte. McManus Wade down the floor. Coleman fakes a no-look pass, missed the driving layup, slides on his back into the photographer's row, and draws the foul. And that's the 3rd foul on Will Seward. For the Vikings.
Coleman recognizes he had a path. As he's fading away, Seward is going for the block. Just shocked. Number 3 is on him, and he's going to have to go to the sideline.
You just can't leave that call to the officials to swallow. And Seward is out. O'Connor is in. So Nakula O'Connor is in as Coleman makes the first of 2. One more from the see-through construction free throw line. See-through construction, your contractor of choice on the OBX. Too long, rebound up the paint to Durant. 22-18 Hoggard. They have not scored, the Vikings, here in the second quarter. Over 3 minutes have gone by. Out of the corner, there's their first points of the quarter. Hunter McGrath knocks down the Paramount Kia of Asheville three-pointer. Visit ParamountAuto.com.
For McGrath, 2 for 3 from beyond the three-point line, starting to get into a groove. And Cross was on him. The defense was there. He was just able to rise over the top and shoot it.
5th foul of this quarter already by Hoggard. So West Charlotte will shoot free throws the rest of the quarter. 4:33 left. Coleman makes the front end. Stay tuned. The Air Experts Heating and Cooling halftime report. Jay will have a special interview with Q Tucker, commissioner of the NCHSAA, highlights, stats, and more. It's all part of the Air Experts halftime show. Air Experts, schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. One more free throw for Coleman. Nobody on this Lions team has shot more from the line this year. 173 coming in, and Coleman has already shot 6 today. 25-20, Vikings lead. Coleman defending against Locklear. Steal on the perimeter, McManus Wade driving, gets the ball back after he almost lost control. And they steal lead to the McManus Wade layup. And the Lions roaring right back into it, down by 3. And a double dribble in the backcourt. Vikings turn it over. Lions to their paws and to their feet in Winston-Salem.
West Charlotte's defense has hit another gear, forcing Hoggard to call a much-needed timeout. But this defensive effort has been overwhelming here in the second quarter.
4:12 left first half. The Lions fans are loving the effort they've seen toward the end of that first quarter, now through a 4-minute stretch of the second.
The message has been received. Coming out here, a little bit of shock. They were down big. And Hoggard coming out shooting the ball well, but Jacoby Davis doing his job with his defense, putting Cross into the ball game and letting him be the catalyst up front.
Coming up near the conclusion of tonight's game, Jay and I will check out the Akeem Manestapulo Law Firm play of the game. Injured, don't scream, call Akeem. Now 800, all sevens. And also a bit later, the Riddle and Riddle player of the game. Riddle injury lawyers. Riddle and Riddle when justice counts. 25-22, Hoggard by 3. 4:12 left first half. Caught up with the officials before the game. It's always interesting to hear their stories. This three-man crew has worked a lot of playoff games en route here to the state finals. None of these three officials have officiated a state championship game ever. And there's the referee, Quinn Morris, who's actually a math professor at Appalachian State. We'll tease you where the other two work full-time. Really interesting backgrounds for these three officials today. Coleman got caught in the air, and on the sideline receiving the pass was Major Cross. It was his back foot as he was setting up to kind of step into that three-point attempt. And his foot was on the black in the Hoggard bench. Pressure again. Look at Major Cross defend.
He's playing great.
And again, they're switching on all screens on the perimeter, so now it's Gaudier's problem. Locklear lost it into the hands of McGrath. There's Cross again, number 11. He is fun to watch. He gets shoved off, and they call block. Oh, it's on Cross.
That's his second.
Now, he's not a major scorer, but we have already witnessed just how impactful he is on the defensive end. 2 fouls now for Major Cross. Timeout in Winston-Salem. 3:37 for the half. 8A men's championship. Hoggard with a 3-point lead on West Charlotte. And back to the campus of Wake Forest University. 25-22, Hoggard leading West Charlotte. 3:37 left in the second quarter. Talking about the officials. This is not their full-time job. They do a lot of high school, but a lot of college stuff, these three here on the crew today. And there is our referee, Quinn Morris. As I mentioned, he's a college professor of math at App State. I asked him before the game, what's 2 + 3? Passed it with flying colors.
You graded him,
The official at the end of the floor with the basketball in his hand is Jonathan Rumley. There is Jonathan right there. He is a captain of the Winston-Salem Fire Department. He's been there for 15 years. And then Royce Barrett, walking toward the sideline right there, is Royce. He's the general manager of a Popeyes franchise in High Points. And he's in his 18th year as an official. Quinn has been officiating for 17th year, Jonathan for 12. And they're all working their first ever state title game. Congrats to them, it's a big honor. Vikings by 3. So they've scored only 3 points in the second quarter until that one. And Hunter McGrath with his third 3 of the game. Paramount Kia of Asheville 3-pointer. Check out ParamountAuto.com.
That's a clean look for McGrath. Why? Major Cross out of the ball game with 2 fouls. So that is a huge loss for West Charlotte with Cross on the sidelines, and over on the other side, Seward with 3 fouls for Hoggard.
How about Locklear blocking the 3 right out of the hand of Womack. 28-22, Hoggard down the lane, switching hands, the Euro step finish. Hunter McGrath, he has 17 points in the first half. Lead back to 8 for the Vikings, a little breathing room now. McManus Wade spins, splits 2 defenders and scores.
The senior coming through with that quick spin move, feeling defender on his hip, goes to the opposite way to get to the hoop.
2.5 to go in the first half. Hoggard by 6. And now it's Coleman at the top of the pressure, with Cross on the bench with 2 fouls, chomping at the bit to get back on the floor. Gautier misses a 3. Rebound tipped out near midcourt. Tracked down by McGrath. Pitch into the corner. Wide open look. Yes. Hook the 3. And Locklear. 6 3-pointers in the first half for the Vikings. They missed only 1. 33-24 lead extended back to 9 for the Vikings.
The shooting has been excellent, but again, Cross out of the ball game. That's allowing the perimeter to open up, and the stress and the pressure just not there here when he's been out of the ball game. Much more fluid on offense.
Here's Coleman, the take, double block, cleared away by the Vikings. Duran, a lead bounce to McGrath. He's been the man, and that shot is sent into the cameraman.
A lot of contact, the refs allowing them to play through. Presley and McGrath going against each other. As he's driving in, here's a bump. Both guys battling to try to get position. Presley finishing it off, walking out of bounds.
So right now the Vikings are playing without Seward and his 3 fouls. But right now, for my money, the foul trouble for the Lions is more important to their team.
He changed the course of the game on the defensive end.
Yeah. Skip past the sideline, nearly thrown it into backcourt. Locklear using the long arm to save. Durant, bounce in the corner. McGrath, is he still hot? A little long. Offensive board, Batchelor. The kick out, Locklear, front rim. And the defensive rebound finally cleared by the Lions. There's a 3-on-3 to the corner. Womack open, line drive 3 by Chacho Womack. Paramount Kia of Asheville 3. Visit ParamountAuto.com.
McManus Wade leading the break. The big man with good handles there, clearing it up the floor, and then finding Womack, who is set up on the outside.
6-point lead for the Vikings. Final 45 seconds of the half. Baseline drive. Bounce pass. This is Matthew Boring leaning in. Locates out of the corner. That's off the side of the rim. No good from McGrath. Here come the Lions trying to get a little bit tighter in the final 30 seconds. That one is missed by Womack, and it's out of bounds to Hoggard. A reminder, stay tuned. We are 26 seconds away from the Air Experts Heating and Cooling halftime report. Q Tucker, the commissioner, will join us. Highlights, stats, and more. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Hoggard 33, West Charlotte 27. 8A state championship from Winston-Salem. Hunter McGrath in this first half, 17 points. He's made 3 threes. Dishes it away, steals back his own turnover, pivots into a 3, and buries it. 20 and a half for McGrath. Final 6 seconds, loose ball, 3 seconds. McManus Wade throws down low, and that's going to count. Off for the fingertips of Sean Johnson, right ahead of the horn. And Hunter McGrath, this is a dream becoming a reality for him. 20 points in the first half of the state title game. And Hoggard's first appearance in over 5.5 decades. They're taking a 7-point lead in the break. Vikings up 36-29.
You're watching the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Halftime Report. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
Well, hey there, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the state championship high school basketball games. Joining us is our longstanding partner all the way from Ingalls Markets, Miss Melissa Level. Melissa, are you loving these excellent basketball games?
I love it. What a great season it's been, and the best of the best is right here now on television.
Best of the best is right. Now let's talk about that longstanding and robust partnership between Ingalls and high school championship athletics. What all does that entail?
It's just absolutely wonderful to be able to connect with all the schools within our region. You know, we're in 6 states, and so we have Friday night lights with football, we do basketball, we have softball, even some Olympic style sports, and we go all the way up through college, and then of course some minor leagues. But we just love that high school spirit and the fun with that. A lot of those players work with us. A lot of their parents have shop at our Ingalls. So it's kind of like a big family coming to watch all of them play, right? So we love that.
We love it as well. Melissa, as always, thank you for taking the time to speak with us here today.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's get back to the game, folks.
You're watching the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Halftime Report. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
Championship week is always a special time for high school athletics in North Carolina. Joining us now is NCHSAA Commissioner Q Tucker to talk about what this event means for student athletes across the state. Commissioner Tucker, Championship week is finally here. What does this event mean for the student athletes who have worked all season to get to this stage?
All of the teams that are playing this week are regional champions. And so they enter this week as already a champion. And now they're trying to, put that cherry on the top, so to speak, and go home with a state championship.
This year's championships feature 16 games across 8 classifications for both boys and girls. What went into the decision to structure the championships this way?
A couple of years ago, the membership voted to amend our bylaws so that you could have no more than 64 schools in a classification. Now, it would have been very easy to stop at perhaps 6 classes, but at the rate we've been adding new schools, we would very quickly needed the membership to amend the bylaw again so that we could have more than 64 teams in a class, or we'd have to go ahead and have more classes. So the recommendation to our board of directors was that we go ahead and go to 8 classes, and that would give some flexibility in terms of adding new schools.
How does that expanded format create more opportunities for schools and student athletes across the state?
Because we have more schools that are getting into the playoffs than would have ever been in the playoffs, and they're able to make a deeper run. And that's exciting for those schools as well as for those communities.
For many of these athletes, this is the biggest stage they've ever played on. How does the association work with schools to prepare them for moments like this?
They needed to know, where your team will unload and how you get into the arena, what your dressing room situation will be like. Lawrence Joel Coliseum will be the largest arena they have been in for some of them. And so we just try to make sure that all the nuts and bolts are in place for the coaches to be able to share with the athletes.
When the final buzzer sounds on championship weekend, what do you hope every student athlete walks away remembering about this experience?
We want you to play hard. We want you to play to win, but we want you to do that and have fun so that you walk away and you think, we won, it was great, or we were runner-up, but it was great, and I had a great time with my teammates. For some of them, it would be the last time that they put on that high school jersey because they're seniors. So we want them to go away with those memories that will last a lifetime.
Commissioner Tucker, thanks for joining us, and congratulations to all the teams competing this week.
Thank you very much.
You're watching the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Halftime Report. Air Experts. Schedule your tune-up today at yourairexperts.com.
36-29 halftime lead for the top seed out of the East. The Hoggard Vikings leading the West Charlotte Lions by 7. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter with you back on the campus of Wake Forest University. And Jay will get to some first half highlights. And the Hoggard Vikings started slowly in the regional final in 9th gear out of the blocks tonight.
Yeah, they came out here on fire earlier on this ball game. They were aggressive, they were driving, and then their outside shots started to fall. But Hunter McGrath, 20 points, Patrick, in the first half. Their defense was outstanding too. Seward, who had 3 fouls, leads the break here, goes coast to coast for the and one. But everything was clicking for the Vikings. It really shocked West Charlotte. In that second quarter, they started to get into a flow, coming back strong.
And they trailed by as many as 10 early, cut it down to a 1-possession game, and then a late second quarter push as re-extended the lead back to 7. But they do it in transition, they do it with their defense, but they're in some serious foul trouble.
Both teams have big players in trouble with, Cross and Seward. And you look at the stats here, even on the rebounds, minimal turnovers. The three-point shooting for Hoggard has been the difference. 7 made threes. Now the free throw line, West Charlotte getting to the line, but just a clip above 50%. They've got to improve there.
Those are the arthritis knee pain centers. First half stats, relief without surgery or opioids. And now points in the paint, presented by ready-to-roll garage doors. Call Raleigh's garage door experts today. 14-8 advantage for West Charlotte. But Will Seward, when will he get back on the floor for the Vikings? And Major Cross, the defensive spark plug for the Lions. They need him in order to come back from 7 down. Second half from Winston-Salem of the 8A title game coming up. Is it the Vikings' time? Brett Queen. Little extra energy before this second half begins. 24th year as the head coach for the Vikings. 56 years between state championship appearances. 7-point lead for the Vikings. Now, I did talk with some members of the Hoggard crowd and some of Brett's staff before the game. I thought that maybe there might be a couple of reps from that 1970 title team, the title appearing team for Hoggard in attendance, but they don't have any word of any of those players being here. They'd probably be in their mid-70s now, but I'm sure they're out there watching. Good luck to you, and we'll see if the 2026 version can bring it home. 36-29 Hoggard. Second half is underway. West Charlotte basketball, and a clean strip by McGrath, who scored 20 in the first half and then travels as he just could not corral the basketball on the break.
Well, Patrick, it's going to be interesting when we talk about foul trouble. These are two big storylines. Major Cross really changed the complexion of the game on the defensive end. Back in the ball game with 2 fouls here to start the third quarter. On the opposite side, Will Seward, 3 fouls for Hoggard. Which guy can stay out of foul trouble? Which coach will have to pull one out? That's going to be a big thing we've got to watch here.
And there's a bucket on the inside for McManus Wade. 5-point game, and now you watch number 11, Major Cross, out there again with 2 fouls, but I mean, he is active. He is chasing the balls anywhere around the floor, and he is a disruptive force. McGrath into the corner. Murphy. Minute gone by, third quarter. Baseline drive, Murphy. That lead pass a little too far on the run. Picked up by Womack. Across it goes. The reload shot missed by Presley, but he got fouled lightly. And the plea by McGrath. And that is the first on Hunter McGrath. Murphy is playing with 2. Morgan with 2. Locklear came off the bench, picked up 2. And then most importantly, Seward has 3 for the Vikings. So at the free throw line is AC Presley, 4 points in the first half. First of 2 from the Tatum and Atkinson free throw line. If you are injured in a car wreck, call the heavy hitters at Tatum and Atkinson. Jacoby Davis, longtime assistant for the Lions, now in his 10th year as head coach for West Charlotte. Won the title back in 2022. That was at the 3A level, though. And a pair of free throws booked by Presley. Their first state title was an overtime win back in 1986. They have 6 right now in their trophy case. Looking for number 7, but it will take a rally. They've cut a 7-point halftime spread down to 3. Bounce pass down low, and Lucas Batzler will head to the free throw line. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Major Cross.
Substitute coming over now for Cross, and here he's just hustling, trying to get a block on Batzler. Goes into the body.
So a couple of free throws from the Tatum and Atkinson foul line for Lucas Batzler. And that's the counting bounce for his first championship point. Cross exits. Carter Sullivan returns. Sullivan had some quality bench minutes in that first quarter. But you lose a lot with Major Cross on the bench. Pair of free throws for Batzler. But again, this game can pivot on its head if there's a 4th foul anywhere in the near future for Seward. They dump to the inside, McManus Wade. Defender got knocked over. It's a blocking foul going on Hoggard. And that's going to go against Batzler. First on Lucas.
West Charlotte getting the ball down to the post area, allowing McManus Wade to go to work.
What do you think?
To me, that's a charge.
That's a lot of body levers there for McManus Wade. Goes against Hoggard. 5-point deficit facing the Lions. Presley gets through, harassed, and now the baseline take. Coleman did not get it off in time. Through the air, kind of got stuck. Wasn't exactly sure where that pass is going to go, and landed as the pass was leaving his hands. 38-33, now 3 defenders in the backcourt for West Charlotte. The Cross remains on the bench with 3 fouls.
AC Presley on McGrath, who had the big first half.
Sullivan knocks it away. He'll get the return pass and a rise to the hole. Carter Sullivan sipped the basketball away and gets the bucket at the other end. 38-35 Hoggard. Contact. The runner with the right hand, short for McGrath. Rebound Lions, 2-on-2. Coleman attacking, trying to throw one down, missed it. And there is Carter Sullivan, another inside deuce. 1-point game. McGrath, the wild shot. Locklear had it taken away. West Charlotte can take the lead here. Coleman somehow controls, misses the layup though, and then commits the foul. Game on. Second foul on Coleman.
The pace is picked up, and the refs letting them play through up until that call. Both sides wanting fouls. Here's Batzler fighting for the ball. Coleman going up, trying to finish, just not able to connect.
So a couple of subs on the floor for Hoggard. Duran returns. Morgan back out there. It's a 1-point Vikings lead. Into the corner, quick take, Locklear. Wide open Seward. Front rim, offensive rebound and a push. And Locklear will head to the free throw line as Sullivan picks up his 7th.
The foul's starting to add up. Now 2, you're not in danger zone, but once you get that 3rd, the pressure starts to ramp up. And Hoggard gets to the line to try to slow down the momentum from the Lions. Have been coming on strong here in the 3rd quarter.
So here's Aiden Locklear at the Tatum and Atkinson foul line. First of two. Hangs in there. A reminder, at the conclusion of tonight's ball game, we will be selecting the Riddle and Riddle Injury Lawyers Player of the Game. Riddle and Riddle, when justice counts. 9 points off the bench for the junior Locklear. 3-point lead for the Vikings.
He's played really well, been another perimeter scorer from the outside to complement McGrath.
Coleman has not made a field goal yet in the game. Sullivan short with a three. And the rebound to Locklear at Hoggard. 40-37. Where's Locklear going? Drives hard, down an extra step, pass out front, tip, and saved right by midcourt by McGrath. Locklear can't lose McManus Wade. Seward fumbled it away. Now we're going to get an overrule, I believe, by Quinn Morris. Morris saw something different. Stays with Hoggard. There's the signal by Quinn Morris, and it was deflected. I saw it.
It's a good call here as Coleman is so quick. Tries to get around Seward.
Jay? If it was,
50,
it was
50.
subtle. Seward through the lane. And a foul called against the West Charlotte Lions.
Seward
First on that reach in by Womack.
being aggressive with the 3 fouls, seeing there's not a defender set up in the paint, goes all the way. They need him to continue to look for his shot. 6 points in this ballgame thus far.
Seward makes the first point since the first quarter by Seward. Hit that game-opening three.
The average is right at 17, so expect for him to come on strong here, continue to try to preserve himself with the 3 fouls. He's got to be careful on defense. And on the other side for West Charlotte, I'm trying to get the ball to McManus Way to get number 4.
And there's a foul, I believe, on McGrath. Just could not keep up. So McGrath with his second. All right, so here's the foul lineup for Hoggard. McGrath has 2, Morgan has 2, Locklear has 2, Seward has 3. Presley, there's another foul. That's going to be the third on McGrath. So McGrath has gone from 1 foul to 3 fouls in about 4 seconds, and that's important.
And we're still midway in the third quarter here.
Yep.
So again, if I'm these coaches, I am targeting who has fouls to try to get the 4th foul. With McGrath and Seward, I'm saying go downhill. Let's attack these guys, hunt them out to try to get them in even deeper trouble.
Seward trying to defend here with 3 fouls. Can't quite box out on the missed shot. Coleman has it back for the Lions.
And that's exactly what they did. They went right into the body of Seward.
Presley with the left hand. Nice finish. AC Presley. He has 8 points. And West Charlotte down by 3. 4 minutes left, third quarter. McManus Wade gives Seward some space with the left hand. Dribbled it off to his foot, but we got a foul instead. Sullivan thought it was poked away. But a foul has been called at the 3:52 mark of the third quarter. McManus Wade commits the foul. Free throws when we return. 3:52 left, third quarter. Hoggard leading West Charlotte by 3. And back to Winston-Salem for the 8A Men's Championship game. Here's a look at some of our fans tonight on our Original Grills Fan Cam. Elevate your grill game. And the Hoggard women's team playing for an 8A championship in about an hour or so. They are getting prepared. By the way, we had a shot of our fan cam a minute ago of a fan out there wearing a cap. You know, I've been to 3 different Olympics. You collect pins, right? He has NHL teams pins on his cap. Let me get another shot of that. How many NHL teams can you name, Jay?
Probably not as many as you. Sounds like you know them all.
The West Charlotte band. There's the man with the hat. Oh, yeah. Bruins, Canadians, Red Wings, Blackhawks. What's on the other side? Oh, love it. I love it. That is strong hat game right there. 3:52 left, third quarter. Free throws out the time. Out. Will Seward will be at the free throw line for Hoggard. Now it's a time for Major Cross to return. Not yet for the Lions. I mean, he is their kind of ace in the hole for Jacoby Davis. He has to be really strategic on when he brings that heavy defensive pressure for Major Cross back in the game. Because if he can keep him on the bench, stay tight, you might have all 8 minutes in the fourth quarter with him out there, right?
I think you hold him till the fourth. Now on the other side for Hoggard, their 2 best players both have 3 fouls in Seward and McGrath. So they have to be careful here as they close out the third quarter.
Now Seward played A tie game a nanosecond ago. Now Hoggard has the ball, and they're up by 5 again, and the Lions never got that lead we were talking about. Into the corner, Murphy. 10 seconds left, third quarter.
Presley trailing McGrath.
Locklear working against Johnson, who commits a foul on the perimeter. Both teams are in the double bonus.
With a major cross out of the ball game, Presley has been tasked with providing that same defense on McGrath, and tough to get him looks, but everybody for Hoggard starting to chip in and create balance on offense.
Locklear at the line, 2 of 2 today. 2 Tatum and Atkinson free throws. And that one swirls good. And for all of the great effort we saw from the Lions in this third quarter, stalking, and finally drawing level. This last minute of the third quarter has been an absolute disaster for the Lions. They could go to the fourth quarter down by maybe 7. Exerted a lot of energy to get back even. One more for Locklear. Now this will be interesting. Free throw was missed. O'Connor went into the lane, but I think he was kind of pushed by the inside position for the Lions. I think it was Coleman that kind of put a finger on his lower back, and because Coleman was about to fall in, he kept his balance. He needed the help of the guy next to him to keep his balance. And he
Smart strategy.
He ushered O'Connor in the lane. So a redo. And it cost him a point. And it is a 7-point Hoggard lead. 5 seconds left in the third quarter. And Hoggard will not. They're going to defend the entire length of the floor here, man to man. It's in the hands of Womack with 3, with 2, between the legs, forces it from 29. It's missed. And the Vikings kind of parry away West Charlotte in the final minute of the third. Lions came all the way back, drew to a tie, but Hoggard scores the final 7 of the third quarter, and they're 8 minutes away from their elusive and long-awaited state title. And there's our stats through 3 quarters presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Center. Relief without surgery or opioids.
3-point shooting, 8 for 15, just phenomenal from Hoggard. They've executed at the free throw line. West Charlotte only 6 turnovers, so they've protected the ball. Comes down to this fourth quarter, though. West Charlotte down by 7. They're going to have to find a way to cut in the lead.
Ready to roll points. The paint call. Raleigh's garage door experts today. 26 for West Charlotte, 12 for Hoggard. Well, now is where each of these two head coaches will kind of take the blinders off. Your players with foul trouble, because it's their time to get back on the floor. It looks like Major Cross was trying to check in but did not do it, so he will at least begin this fourth quarter at the scorer's table with 3 fouls. Hoggard basketball, they scored the final 7 points in the third quarter after the Lions had pulled even, 56-49. Fourth quarter begins. Morgan and Locklear, 14 points for Locklear. He's been terrific. From the elbow, blocked. McManus Wade got on it, collects up the floor, lost the handle, pokes it ahead, and now it's an on-man break the other way for Hoggard. McGrath, don't leave him open! Misses a 3. He's made 5 threes in the game. Coleman cuts to the lane and gets banged to the ground. And helped to his feet by Locklear.
Coleman's got to take over here in the fourth. Averages over 18 points per game. Here he is driving in to get to the line. The defense collapses on him.
He called the foul on O'Connor, his first. See-through construction free throws for Coleman. See-through construction, your contractor of choice on the OBS. And Coleman has been at the foul line a lot in this championship. He is now 8 out of 10. But he's made only 1 field goal in 6 tries. Now Cross comes in, Jay. Sat out the entire third quarter with 3 fouls. And now he's back for effectively the final 8 minutes. Coleman makes a pair.
You'd have to imagine he's going to be on McGrath. He's starting off with Presley on McGrath, but here he is showing pressure.
And there is what he brings to the floor, right on cue. Cross lays it in and is fouled. He is lightning in a bottle. And find me a better small guard on-ball defender in this state than Major Cross.
And we've been talking about him throughout the ball game, and this is his first bucket. He's taken over with his defense and a steal plus the and one. What a play.
And that foul goes against Porter Morgan. That'll be his 4th. And the free throw long, rebound in the air, and grabbed by Hoggard. By the way, those points by Cross, his first of the game. Rise into the rim, there's O'Connor. Off a volleyball pass out near midcourt. 5-point lead for Hoggard. The kick out Coleman. Extra pass made. Womack, yes! And this game is racing to the stratosphere here in the final 8 minutes. 58-56. Locklear jumps one up top. Ball fake. O'Connor down the lane. And where is Nicola O'Connor been? A brilliant championship second half. He's into double figures.
He's been phenomenal coming in for Seward.
And now Coleman wants a piece of the action. And we are going up and down, bucket for bucket. 2-point lead for the Vikings.
The sense of urgency is picking up. You can just tell down here on court level.
Locklear misses, got it back. Left hand fadeaway. Good off of the glass.
Here at the pressure at its highest. These guys are coming through, going back and forth on offense.
I mean, Jay, this is going to test the conditioning level of each of these teams. As the Lions unable to convert from in close. McGrath a little slow to get up and get back down the floor. O'Connor needs help. 4-point lead for the Vikings. They play to the inside. O'Connor shuffling, deflected pass. Steal by Cross. You better slow him down. Oh, he stumbles, lost the handle on his own. Picked up by Morgan, in on Coleman, reverse layup. A big flip on the scoreboard there in favor of the Vikings. Timeout, 5:31 left. And that time Major Cross maybe a little too quick for his own humanity.
And only 8 turnovers for West Charlotte, but that was a big one. And Hoggard and Brett Queen calling the timeout. I think a perfect time. You have a 6-point lead, bring your team over, really set the stage, give everybody a break, and figure out how you're going to game plan here. final 5 minutes and 31 seconds. I think on offense, you got to slow it down. You have the lead, but then on the defensive end, just pack the paint area and force West Charlotte, who has done so well at getting into the paint and finishing at the rim, force them to shoot it from the outside.
And now on that shot right there, the player furthest left, number 21, that was Will Seward. 4 fouls, 9 points, big factor. But the way that the Vikings are playing right now with Locklear and O'Connor on the floor, you can still protect him. And I like the 5-player combination we're seeing right now from the Vikings, even though it means nothing against Seward, but they're playing so well right now with the group they have on the floor.
Everything is working right now. I would preserve him until you get inside of 4 minutes. Let's see how the game is going. But I think as long as you're feeling good about everything, hold them until you get to that 3-minute marker and change, get him back into the ball game and let him close it out. But right now, they've got momentum, but it's going to be about on the defensive end, standing strong, then on offense, protecting the basketball. You can't turn it over and allow West Charlotte to get out on the run. That's where their strength is playing fast.
Hoggard early had a double-digit lead for Brett Quinn in the first quarter. Lions came back to tie. Then it went out to a 6-point game. Then it got down to 1. And now we're getting a timeout by the Lions here. Here we are. That's interesting. So a couple of seconds after a timeout called by Hoggard, now West Charlotte calls one. So both teams to the sideline again. But Hoggard has not given up the psychological advantage. They've never trailed. You can't help when you talk to some of the Hoggard fans, the staff, they know it's been 56 years. They know that 1970 team lost by 1 point for a state title. They had some really good clubs back in the 70s. Then when they added more high schools in that area, the kind of talent pool began to get dispersed a little bit. But you almost feel like they know they're playing for all of the generations and that 1970 team right now, because they look absolutely determined to me.
Well, they've got a great fan base. They traveled from the beach up here in big numbers, but this is not going to be easy to close this out and get the win. West Charlotte coming on strong. They can score in a flurry, and that's why it's important. You have to take every possession, stay composed, and make good decisions here to close it out.
By the way, how dedicated and determined you have to be when you leave the beach when it's 85 degrees in North Carolina in
Especially
March,
today.
and they're here. Coleman has it for the Lions, trailing by 6. Up fake Womack into the paint, and a hold on Hoggard. Now again, hold your breath. Who's the foul on? Anytime there's a whistle now, it's going to be concerning, and that is number 4 on McGrath.
You just asked on who, and it goes against him.
Yeah. I mean, that's obvious.
Good call.
The first reach, and that's thrown into the backcourt, and a turnover by the Lions.
And if I'm West Charlotte here, all right, you have the turnover, you're down 6. Stay ready, stay composed. And for Hoggard, all right, you've got a 6-point lead, still plenty of time here, but I am going to start to chew some of this clock up and stay patient.
There's a lob, they locate Morgan on the baseline. McGrath gives it right back to him. And now Locklear, 16 points into the paint. Extra pass in the corner, Locklear baseline drive, reverse layup, pops out, no good. McManus Wade, the rebound for the line, stripped, loose, saved off with a leg, but now do we have a foul? We do, a foul on McManus Wade for maybe a little bit of a push. And Jay, that's his 4th.
It seems like everybody's in foul trouble now at this point.
He got the rebound here, couldn't quite secure it. Locklear hacks it free. And then there, with that left
arm.
hand, right on the push on the back. Great call. 4:45 left in regulation. Hoggard by 6. McGrath playing with 4 fouls. Attacking, lefty scoop layup just has enough English. Hunter McGrath has 25 points. The Viking lead gets to 8.
It's a huge drive there to stretch the lead out. McGrath with the 4 fouls, playing so well in this game.
4:20 for the 4th. Coleman feels it's got to be his time. He'll pull up mid-range, yes.
Had to have it. Good take there. The decision to pull up at the mid-range.
66-60. Vikings with the ball, +6. Approaching 4 minutes for the fourth quarter. Locklear slowed down. Porter poked away over the sideline. Stays with Hoggard. 3:56, fourth quarter. All that stands between Hoggard and its long-awaited first state title. But the Lions in range. Don't go anywhere. Hoggard up 6. (66-60). Hoggard on top of West Charlotte. 3:56 to go. The Hoggard women will be playing for the 8A championship in less than an hour. But a long way to go. This one is undecided. And we won't. And you see now that is the Hoggard Vikings women's team going down the tunnel. Some high fives with fans saying, "Hey, you're next." Bringing it home. They're going for the state championship daily double today.
Everybody rise to their feet.
But meanwhile, Will Seward has checked back in with 4 fouls for the Vikings. McGrath nearly lost it. Seward, a touch to the corner. Locklear leans past Womack. Stopped in the lane. And now Seward.
And Hoggard just wanted to spread the floor, use time. No foul called there.
Spinning back is Duran. Seward between the legs, draws McManus way out. This is 4 fouls on 4 fouls out front. And they've taken over 30 seconds off the clock in this possession. Ball slapped away by Coleman. The lead pass gets to Coleman, rising and dropping it in. And it's down to 4.
And that's the danger with stalling. You have to be careful with Coleman. Those long arms will pick your pocket.
Coleman got another deflection as Hoggard brought it in the front court that time. 66-62, a little trip, no call. Coleman's ahead of the pack again, driving, puts it up and draws the foul. And hard into the camera row for the star for the Lions. And Coleman still face down, taking a moment. And both teams will head to the sideline, Jay. Now, no foul there on Presley. Might have been a little bit of a nudge to knock him over. And here comes Coleman working against Locklear. He was twisting down, kind of following the flight of the ball, and then slides and grabs the right shin or ankle.
He's getting up.
And he's up, weight on the leg, but he'll be checked out. That was the 4th foul on Locklear. And now Sullivan is going to check into the game and shoot Coleman's free throws. So Coleman heads to the bench, albeit briefly, it appears. I mean, he wants to come back in right now. And the assistant coaches are saying, nope, not yet. Get some Gatorade. And now Carter Sullivan comes off of the bench, 0 for 1 from the foul line in the championship. 2:57 to play in regulation. Hoggard with a 4-point lead, 66-62. Pressure free throws for Sullivan, just a sophomore for the Lions. From the see-through construction free throw line. That's clutch. Vikings by 3. They have led wire to wire so far. Mission accomplished for Carter Sullivan. Off the bench with the hard foul that took Coleman out of the game. He makes a pair. Pressure for the Lions. 66-64 Hoggard. Basically everybody on the floor is out there with 4 fouls at this stage. Duran gets the foul on Sullivan, one of the few guys without 4. That's number 3 on Sullivan. But that's only the second foul on the Lions in the 4th quarter, so no free throws. And back returning is Coleman. And hang on, Sullivan was coming off of the floor here. And officials said, no, you can't. They wanted to sub somebody else out of the game. They wanted to get Cross out there, but couldn't do it. So Sullivan sits at the scorer's table. Seward with 2:40 to go. Locklear, deflected pass. Stays with the Vikings. And now Cross will exit. Sullivan back on the floor.
And McManus Wade has 4 fouls. So does Seward. But if you can find an opportunity to get Seward the ball in the low block where he can attack, you can try to get the 5th foul, or maybe you have a clear path.
Jay, there are 4 Hoggard Vikings playing with 4 fouls. A driving layup, that's going to be goal time. They're winning anyway. Count the basket. Clock stops with 2:28.
Huge take. Stretch the lead out to 4 points, a little bit more breathing room for Hoggard. McGrath fearless going against 2 bodies, McManus Wade and Coleman.
And McManus Wade laid off just enough not to commit foul number 5. 4-point game, Hoggard leading. Coleman fires down low, broken out. Steal by the Vikings, 2-on-1. Up ahead it comes. Locklear stands over the bounce and on the sideline with the Vikings. A lot of congestion on that sideline in front of their own bench. No complaints from the Vikings sideline. Turnover to West Charlotte.
Well, there's traffic over there, and Coleman really used that as a shield, as an extra defender.
Here's Coleman. Works against Duran. Duran, strangely enough, has 0 fouls in the game. Womack. Crossover on Locklear. Presley looking. And they come back out front. Womack down by 4, inside 145. Spin. Short jumper, rolls good from Womack. 68-66 Hoggard.
Womack averages 18 points per game. That's a big shot coming in there.
Minute and a half to play. Hoggard ball up by 2. Everybody standing. Intercepted pass. It's in the hands of Womack, but a foul out of midcourt. Turnover by Hoggard. And West Charlotte will head to the free throw line with a chance to tie the 8A title game.
16 turnovers for Hoggard. And West Charlotte being aggressive in the passing lanes. Sullivan reading it, heads to the line where he just hit 2 clutch free throws.
And the sophomore, after just making the 2 most important free throws of his life, now has 2 more important free throws in his life. To try and draw this game even. This kid is clutch. 3 in a row by the sophomore Sullivan. This one would draw West Charlotte tied again with Hoggard. Tension palpable in Joel Coliseum. Tie game. Sullivan has made 4 straight free throws. And here's the pressure by the Lions. McGrath working on Presley. 118 for regulation. Here's McGrath. He's been the MVP of the game, and he gets fouled and a hard hit on the deck. And Hunter McGrath will shoot free throws, and if it's on McManus' way, he's gone, and he is gone.
McGrath, 27 points in this game, just gets clipped on the back of his head. He has wanted the ball in these big moments, still shaking it off. He's got 2 big free throws coming up.
Double-double for McManus Wade. 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and a steal. And he is fouled out of the 8A state title game with 1:14 to go in a tie game.
John Johnson at 6'5", coming in to replace, and he'll be guarding Seward.
McGrath has made both free throw attempts in the game. He has 27 points. Free throws are different in the regular season compared to the final minute and a half of a state title game. And a timeout. The Lions want to freeze him more. And McGrath, meanwhile, McGrath is holding his wrist. It was that fall that he just took. He made the first missed the first free throw, put his hand through his hair. West Charlotte called timeout, and he immediately started grabbing his hand and walking to the bench. So let's monitor that. 1:14 remaining. The arrow belongs to West Charlotte. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Jacoby Davis setting things up for the Lions, but also trying to make it a little bit more challenging here for one of the guys who's been one of the best players on the floor in this championship game. But we are all, none of us are immune to pressure in like situations like this.
Well, this has been a great game, and for both teams, we have 1:14 left, but there is going to be a lot of twists and turns here before we get a winner. It's important to stay composed, handle this pressure, and if something good happens or something bad happens, stay even-keeled, because you still have plenty of time no matter which side you're on.
Well, there's a little look at McGrath squeezing that water bottle effortlessly right there. So if it is an issue with the right hand, he's not showing it there. All right, so let's do a reset here. McGrath will be at the free throw line for Hoggard. He has 1 more. He's playing with 4 fouls. Morgan is on the floor with 4 fouls. Locklear is on the floor with 4 fouls. And Seward is on the floor with 4 fouls. So 4 of the 5 guys for the Vikings have 4 fouls right now. McManus Wade just fouled out for West Charlotte. And the Lions have 2 with 3 fouls. For the lead, missed another one. Coleman the rebound. And 1:10 left in the 8A title game. West Charlotte has never led. They can on this possession. Presley against McGrath. Coleman, under a minute.
Spreading the floor.
They want to isolate against McGrath. And now it's Womack against Locklear with 4 fouls. Pounds the rock with 44 seconds left. There's no shot clock. They could hold for the last shot if they wanted to here.
Yeah, they look like they're planning on that. Unless pressure comes, they're going to hold it here.
Oh, boy. That might be what we're seeing here, Jay. Under 30 seconds, Coleman comes to the ball. He's going against Durand. West Charlotte has won 6 state titles. Hoggard has only played for 1. 56 years ago, they lost by a point, and a timeout taken by West Charlotte, and they have effectively made this a final shot in regulation for a state title.
Well, good job there, holding on to the ball, no turnovers, protecting it, and then calling the timeout. Jacoby Davis right inside of 15 seconds to set things up, and now in this huddle, you'd have to imagine they're going to plan to shoot the ball with probably around 4 seconds left for a possible offensive rebound.
Well, Jay, here's the conundrum facing the Hoggard Vikings right now. You have 4 guys on the floor with 4 fouls. If you spread out the floor for the Lions and you're attacking, you can't play tight defense because if they foul, you're likely out and you're sending them to the free throw line. So they're in a real dilemma here on how to defend if the floor gets spaced out.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a weakness here is Hey, you got to play true. You can't give up an easy shot. Otherwise, West Charlotte is going to have a clean look. But I'll tell you what, for both teams here, a lot of pressure in this situation. Hoggard, you've got to have your best defensive stand. You have to expect that Coleman's going to be the director here. You got to get the ball out of his hands and play physical and communicate on the defensive end. Jacoby Davis right now telling his team, giving them confidence here, knowing they can finish these close ball games throughout the year. They've always found a way. But I give the ball to Coleman, let him create, and then attack the offensive boards. For Hoggard, you've got to box out.
Oh boy, everybody inside this venue standing. White knuckles are everywhere. 68-68, 14 seconds left for the 8A title. Is it West Charlotte's 7th or maybe Hoggard's 1st in the last moment? In it comes Presley. The clock starts. The sophomore Sullivan has the midcourt against Seward with 4 fouls. Coleman has it with 6. 2 in the middle, step back, jumps it down low. The leaping shot is good. It's Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson on the pass to the rim. But the game is not over. The Lions are celebrating. Fans are getting on the floor. There's going to be clock time added. And let's hope this doesn't lead to technical fouls here. The officials are trying to restore order, as are the security, as are the staff, as are NCHSAA people. This game is not over. They're going to go and review and see if there's time remaining. Because I think there is. Now the officials' day. Quinn Morris, our referee, Jonathan Rumley, and Royce Barrett. They're going to talk at midcourt. And now let's watch here and see what the clock shows as this shot goes in. It rattles. That'll take more time. There might be 0.9 or even 1 second left.
Right around a second left. But you go back to that play. Heck of a pass from Coleman. Going up in the air. It looked like he was going to shoot it. It brought the other defender up. And then Sean Johnson, the sophomore, coming in for McManus Wade, recognizing he wasn't going to have time to come down to the floor, then go back up, shoots it in the air. And what execution here. Catches it there, quick turn, puts it up on target. That ball goes through right at 1 second.
Jay, how extraordinary has this late game rally been by West Charlotte? 2 sophomores who don't start. Sullivan had to come off the bench to shoot free throws for Coleman when he got injured, made him both. He then made 2 more. And the sophomore Sean Johnson, who came in when McManus Wade left the game, might have the state championship game winner.
Stepping up when your team needs you, especially under these circumstances where you're down, trying to come back. Your team needs a big play. You've been able to come through. But we'll see what the result is here. This game is not over. West Charlotte's celebrating.
They have put 0.6 on the clock, and evidently there will not be any kind of technicals or any other issues assessed against West Charlotte for the early celebration. So 0.6 is on the clock. It'll be a length of the floor long throw by Hoggard. And it's going to be Lucas Batchelor. Now he can run the end line here. And a timeout is taken by West Charlotte again. So it is West Charlotte 70, Hoggard 68. West Charlotte's only lead of this title game with 0.6 left. And now the last timeout taken by the Lions.
Well, and Hoggard's going to have a special play here to win this game. But West Charlotte's celebrating. They've got to calm down, maintain their composure. This game is not over. It's going to have to be a baseball pass, quick shot, but still Hoggard, well, got a small chance.
The other thing to keep in mind, I mean, Hoggard could design a play to catch it down the floor. They have 1 timeout. They can maybe call a quick timeout. Or you could draw up a play to draw a foul here. And even though it wouldn't be a double bonus, it would be the 4th foul on West Charlotte, which would send Hoggard to the foul line.
And West Charlotte, of course, feeling good with what just happened, where they're at. But it's not over until it's finished.
Well, you mentioned the twists and turns down the stretch. We've seen several of them. And for the Hoggard Vikings, the 2 free throws that were just missed a moment ago by McGrath, one before a timeout, one after, could be haunting. So let's see what the Hoggard Vikings draw up. Will they try to attract a West Charlotte foul by setting some screens here? Batchelor has the ball in his hands, runs the baseline with .6, hurls it down the court, it's tipped, it's grabbed by West Charlotte, and the West Charlotte Lions win their 7th state championship. The only lead they had in the entire game occurred with less than 1 second left. And the sophomore, Sean Johnson, off of a perfect pass by Coleman, rattled it in from a couple of feet away, and the Lions roar to another state title over Hoggard, and it's heartbreak for the Hoggard Vikings for the second time in 56 years. 70-68, West Charlotte defeats Hoggard. Jay will catch up with Jacoby Davis, the head coach of the champion West Charlotte Lions, when we come back.